Taylor Silverman is a world-class skateboarder. She lost out on first place at a Red Bull Cornerstone event in Lincoln, Nebraska last year to a trans competitor and biological male, Lillian Gallagher. And she felt robbed, but she stayed silent until now. And then this week, she took to Instagram to call out Red Bull for allowing trans athletes to compete against biological women. In the post, she said, "I deserve to place first, be acknowledged for my win, and get paid. I reached out to Red Bull and was ignored. I'm sick of being bullied into silence." Well, Taylor Silverman joins me live now. Taylor, thank you so much for joining me. You can hear me?
Hi, Piers. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me. I really appreciate it.
Why did you feel that you were robbed? I know that it cost you, several $1,000s, the fact that you ended up coming second when you would have hoped to win. But why did you feel robbed by the person who beat you?
I felt like because the person who won is a biological male, they had an unfair advantage in the competition. And not only was I robbed, but other competitors who are biological females were also robbed.
Energy drink giant Red Bull sponsored a skateboarding contest circuit that tours the American Midwest at local indoor parks in a jam-style format. The series started in 2019 and is open to men and women who register to compete. Based on Red Bull's website from the most recently held Cornerstone Finals in Lincoln, Nebraska, pre-registration costs $15, $20 for same day, and is capped at 75 participants, open to anyone 16 years or older. Individual winners of the qualifier events were guaranteed a spot to compete in the Lincoln-based finals, which were held on December 5th, 2021. For whatever reason, TheBorder.com archived all the results from the Cornerstone 2021 qualifiers, but none for the finals. So you'd have to gather who won the men's and women's divisions from the Ride Channel's edit of the finals. The Ride Channel, with its 1.73 million subscribers, disabled comments on all of the Cornerstone videos, categorizing them as made for kids uploads, while Transworld, with 435,000 subs, published the 2020 Cornerstone edits and has comments enabled. Red Bull's YouTube channel, with 218k subs, uploaded the 2019 Cornerstone vids, and between the Ride Channel, Transworld, and Red Bull, the most viewed upload is the 2019 Transworld St. Louis Stop edit, with under 20,000 views. The edit was re-uploaded a couple weeks later on Red Bull's website, and it depicts a DIY course built in the oldest Gothic-style Catholic cathedral on the west side of the Mississippi River.
This is the oldest Gothic-style Catholic cathedral west of the Mississippi River.
Skate Liborius appears to have a rich history that's worthy of its own mini-doc, but another reason it's noteworthy is because Lillian Gallagher won the women's division. The second most ogled Cornerstone upload on YouTube is the 2021 Finals series from Lincoln, Nebraska, and this edit also features Lillian Gallagher winning the women's division. On May 17th, 2022, 5.5 months after the conclusion of the Red Bull Cornerstone Finals in Lincoln, the second place female, Taylor May Silverman, who had less than 4,000 followers on Instagram, hard posted a statement calling out in no unclear terms how she felt regarding the results of the contest. In her statement, Silverman referred to $5,000 in prize money that she believed Red Bull unfairly awarded to a trans competitor, and that her email about the situation to Eric Doomer, senior sports marketing manager at Red Bull, never received a response, which she included as a screenshot in the post. The screenshot of Silverman's email mentioned that she felt uncomfortable to speak up at the time of the event, and that she wanted to talk with the appropriate person at Red Bull about her concerns with a transgender competitor being in the women's division. In an older post from the event, Silverman is depicted smiling holding a second place trophy from the final series of the 2021 Cornerstone contest, with a 0 single skull deck, and one day prior displayed her first place trophy from qualifiers. The YouTube finals edit depicts Silverman fist bumping Lillian Gallagher, the winner. Silverman actually won the Detroit stop earlier on in the 2021 Cornerstone Series, and unless I overlooked something, she was one of 2 women who competed on that day. Due to lack of official results posted about the finals, I'm not sure why she needed to compete in Lincoln qualifiers since she won in Detroit, but she ended up winning the qualifiers. Minneapolis-based Lillian Gallagher won the women's division of the Minnesota Cornerstone stop. But there's not a lot of info on official results and whether or not Gallagher had to compete in the qualifiers in Lincoln. What is clear is that Lillian won the overall finals of the women's division in Lincoln, Nebraska, and Taylor Silverman got second, indicating that it's Lillian who Silverman is referring to as the trans competitor in her now viral Instagram post. Silverman went from having less than 4,000 followers to now having more than 11,000 in the span of 48 hours. Slap message boards wasted no time in generating what was at the time of this edit an 18-page thread about the topic, covering religion, transphobia, and referring to the influential social media users like Nora Vasconcelos and Chris Russell who vehemently disparaged Silverman's position. Slap also included some Instagram investigative work that pointed out hypocrisy from Silverman, who posted that she placed second in a men's division from a different contest. One thing's for sure, Silverman went from a virtually unknown skater to a highly polarizing figure overnight. At the time of making this edit, her transgender post amassed over 19,000 likes and 26,000 comments, mainly consisting of hateful responses that disagree with her stance. It's worth mentioning Silverman tagged famous right-leaning political accounts on her post, including Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, and the Daily Wire, to name a few. To me, that's where the tangible, cut-and-dry information ends, although Silverman will likely continue to speak out about the situation. My initial concerns are that we haven't heard a single utterance of a thought about this whole situation from the other party. Lillian Gallagher is who we, the public, are led to believe is the transgender woman that Silverman is talking about, but you can't find her anywhere on social media. And there's only a few photos of her online apart from her in the Cornerstone series footage. Did Silverman reach out to Gallagher privately in an attempt to reconcile before airing this extremely sensitive topic in front of the internet? It'd be hypocritical of me to say you shouldn't express your thoughts freely, but trivial, superficial YouTube beef is not the same as the highly unprofessional approach Taylor took in blindsiding Lillian, who's obviously trying to stay low-key via not having any socials, and might not have even been aware of Silverman's feelings before this bombshell post went public. Also, when did Taylor send out that email to Red Bull? A week ago? A month ago? The day after the competition? If she emailed Eric a week ago and posted about not getting a response on Instagram, she has much less ground to stand on than if she sent it closer to when the event took place. Red Bull hosts a lot of events, and let's be completely honest, $20,000 budgeted for Cornerstone is probably one of the company's least funded projects. How likely is it that there will be a response from Red Bull for such a small contest? There's not a lot of coverage of the Cornerstone series, and even after Silverman shed light on the topic, there's hardly any viewership of the event online. But now we've got relatively larger media entities blasting this story to the public, which put Lillian in an unenviable situation to say the least, forcing her to either respond to Silverman or choose to stop competing in the future. While Taylor's Instagram post doesn't explicitly use hateful speech towards transgender people, it's what she doesn't say that gives her message undertones of being ignorant to the fact that the world we live in isn't so simple as claiming you either fit in a box or you don't belong. The footage of Silverman skating in the event she posted about features her doing 2 tricks: a fakey backside big spin on a super mellow hip and a front rock on a 3-foot quarter pipe. While there's a lot of nuances in this situation to consider, complaining about not getting paid thousands of dollars for such an underwhelming performance is one of the biggest weaknesses in Taylor's argument. But because of the influx of negative feedback she's receiving, Silverman's story is blowing up and she's becoming more popular, which appears to be her MO. The only skateboarding entities Taylor tagged in her post were Red Bull Skate and the Barracks, with the remaining tagged parties being completely unrelated to plywood pushing. For someone who gives thanks to skateboarding for her success in contests and waves around cash she won for her efforts, Taylor's message comes across as ungrateful and thirsty for fame, even if that means ruining someone else's life over a few G's.
I think that it would be really awesome for there to be a place where trans women can compete in a fair way. And I also want to say that I don't want people to send hate to this person because they are a great skater. And this was just an unfair situation that we're seeing in a lot of sports, and a lot of women are being impacted and affected. But this person was just going by what Red Bull was allowing them to do. And I think that the group that should be responsible is the organizers with Red Bull. To create a space that would be fair for trans women to compete against each other would be one possibility. But I also don't feel like it should be women's responsibility to solve this issue or have trans competitors thrown in to our group because they are biological males and they do have an unfair advantage.
So what's the solution? My opinion doesn't really matter. So from here, I'll continue monitoring the situation in order to learn more from those who are more competent and experienced.
It's unbelievable.
Yes, I mean, I sort of
it is
feel
unbelievable.
Like when you hear this and you see what's going on, these trans women athletes, and we see it in swimming, we see it in sprinting, they were not that successful when they competed against men. But once they come into women's sport,
it's a walk in the park, isn't it?
They're destroying the field, and it seems completely unfair.